Hi guys, my name is Catherine and I will be talking about mental health in the workplace with you guys. But firstly, I have a big question. Have you ever woke up feeling mentally drained, mentally exhausted, and the thought of getting out of bed feels like the biggest task in the world? But you still got up, you still showed up and went to work. Because saying out loud to you, to yourself, to anyone, and saying, I need a mental health day feels like a sign of weakness. But you know what? You are not alone. According to the 2024 Work in America survey by the American Psychological Association, talks about the large majority of our workforce experiencing chronic stress and that the workplace negatively affects their mental health. Because you know what? Whenever we feel sick, we have a fever, we have the cold, we have a flu, we call out without shame. But why not whenever we feel burnt out, have anxiety, or feeling depressed? We must normalize mental health in the workplace explicitly, formally, and compassionately. The problem in 3 words: stigma, silence, and presenteeism. With stigma and silence, employees fear that they will be judged, they will be punished if they ever say that they want to have a mental health day, a mental rest. With presenteeism, this is where an employee shows up physically there, but they're mentally checked out or mentally gone, which is a massive hidden cost. According to the CDC's National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, warns about this in its 2024 blog post supporting mental health in the workplace, explaining that failing to address mental health in the workplace leads to lost productivity and long-term harm. Economically, it's devastating. The World Health Organization 2022 policy brief, Mental Health at Work, reports that depression and anxiety cost the global economy over 1 trillion every year in lost productivity. And that's a lot. It's even worse for younger workers. Mental Health America's Mind the Workplace 2024 shows that Gen Z and millennials have the lowest mental health scores and the highest burnout indicators. So bottom line, when we don't normalize mental health days, we get burnt out. Mistakes happen, turnovers happens, disengagement happens, and everyone pays for it. So, what can we do? What can be the solution? It's simple and achievable. Normalize mental health days as real sick days and back them with policy, training, and resources. So, there are 4 practical steps that we can take. Put it in writing. Update the PTO and sick policies to explicitly name mental health as a valid reason. Second, train managers. Respond with support, not suspicion. Third, protect privacy. No one should have to prove that they're depressed or they're having anxiety to feel like they deserve rest. Fourth, provide support. Offer employee assistance programs, counseling access, and mental health literacy training. Because honestly, you know what? There are some companies already doing it. Like Nike gave employees a week off for mental health recovery and at work by Kirsten Lewswing, Essence 2021. Reports Nike shuts down its corporate offices for a week so staff could reset, and their employees called it transformational. After that recharge, after that reset, they were so willing and so ready for work. And then in Harvard Business Review, It's a New Era for Mental Health at Work, Kelly Greenwood and Julie Anas, 2021, show companies that actively support mental health has stronger performance, loyalty, and retention. Also, other companies like Google offer Mental Health Week, LinkedIn launch a company-wide rest up days, which is a policy where you can rest without having to feel guilt. So, you know what? This is not about letting people slack off or do whatever they want. It's about protecting performance by protecting our people. So, let's think about this. Let's look in the future. Looking into the future, you wake up, you're feeling overwhelmed, your mind is racing, and you feeling completely drained. So in the morning, you email your supervisor or your manager and say, I need a mental health day. And then you know what? They respond with, thank you for taking care of yourself. We got your back. You rest up, you take a breath, maybe you even see a therapist and just take time for yourself to mentally reset. And then by the next day, you're recharged, focused, and effective at your job. Your company gets your best because it respected your limits. Then let's talk about the opposite of that future. You push through, you make mistakes, you snap at a coworker, you burn out and leave, the company loses you, and the cycle repeats. What culture do we want to build? One that we burn people out, or the one that keeps people well so they can do their best work? So now, with all the burnout, what can we do? What action can we take? If you are at HR or if you hold a position in leadership, update your policies to explicitly include mental health days. Train managers to respond with empathy, with confidentiality, and then track outcomes, burnout rates, retention, engagement, or productivity to see how it plays out. And then if you're an employee like myself, advocate and push for it. Show the findings of what mental health can benefit an organization. And of course, model it. Take the time for yourself. And without shame, take the lead and the initiative. And then when others does it, support them because it takes everyone to make a change. And if you're a student or a future professional, remember this moment. Carry this expectation forward. Whenever you go on interviews, ask about their mental health policies. See if they value or place value in their workers and in their workers' mind, health, physically or mentally. So a final line, a final point, mental health days, taking those aren't weaknesses. It's not a sign of weakness. There's wisdom and there's strength in it because ultimately rest is productive. It can benefit you, it can benefit the people around you, it can benefit society, and ultimately too, it'll benefit your organization and everybody's happy. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope you take into consideration of what mental health can do and can help any businesses.